I got featured on Fortnite's HOMEBAR. Yes! 4 months ago, I was just another aspiring creator trying to make it in Fortnite creative. Today, my game is literally on the HOMEBAR with hundreds of thousands of impressions. I'm about to break down exactly how I went from zero to HOMEBAR feature using strategies that most creators completely ignore. If you're trying to blow up on Fortnite, you need to watch this entire video because I'm sharing everything, including the exact assets and templates I used. Hey everyone, today I'm sharing everything about how I cracked the Fortnite algorithm. Before we dive deep, make sure to like this video if you want more behind the scenes content and subscribe because I'm dropping game development secrets every week. Here's the thing, everyone thinks getting featured is just luck, right? Wrong. There's actually science to this, and I learned it through multiple failed games, but once I figured out the system, everything changed. Now I know what you're thinking. Sure, you got lucky once, but here's the truth. I've documented every single step, every asset I used, every template that worked, and I'm going to give you access to all of it. I've even created a complete resource library for creators who want to follow this exact path. Let me take you back to where it all started. 4 months ago, I was scrolling TikTok like any other normal human being, and I started noticing this weird trend everywhere. Brainrot content was absolutely taking over, like Skibidi Toilet, Ohio memes, all that chaotic energy that somehow just hits different. Then I saw it spreading to Roblox. Games with brainrot themes were getting insane numbers, and that's when it clicked. I looked at Fortnite Creative and realized nobody was really capitalizing on this trend. So I had this crazy idea. What if I made a brainrot game but made it actually good? Like anime style graphics, solid gameplay, but with that chaotic brainrot energy that Gen Z loves. Most people were making low effort cash grabs, but I wanted to do something different. Now I'll be honest with you, my first 2 games, complete disasters. We are talking 20-30 CCU, terrible retention, nobody cared. I was honestly ready to quit. But here's what I learned from those failures, and this is crucial. The Fortnite algorithm doesn't just care about your concept, it cares about specific metrics that most creators don't even know exist. After studying the algorithm for weeks, I discovered Epic Games actually evaluates 5 main factors when deciding what to promote. Your click-through rate from thumbnails, early retention, like how many people stay after first 5 to 10 minutes, total playtime per player, day 1 and day 7 retention rates, the early endorsements, basically favorites and recommendations. Once I understood this, everything made sense. My games weren't falling because of bad concepts, they were falling because I wasn't optimizing on these specific metrics. And here's where it gets interesting. I started creating detailed tracking sheets, thumbnail templates and optimization guides for each of these metrics. This became a foundation of my entire system, which I now share with other creators in my resource library. So I created Steal a Brainrot in anime style. The idea was where players collect characters in this chaotic, fast-paced environment. The concept was simple, but the execution had to be perfect. When I first launched, we hit 300 concurrent users, which was already better than my previous attempts. But then something crazy happened. Streamers started discovering the game organically and streaming it to their audiences. But here's what the plot twist. Watching those streams was actually the best thing that happened to me, because I could see exactly where players were getting confused, where they were leaving, what was working and what wasn't. The streamers were basically giving me free user sessions. This is where the real transformation happened, and I want you to pay close attention because this strategy literally changed everything. First update I gave was the layout revolution. The biggest issue I noticed was that the players couldn't find the shop. They would run around confused and then leave. So I moved the shop to the dead center of the map where all spawn points could see it immediately. This single change boosted early retention from 15% D1 to 22% D1 because players instantly understood the game's code loop. Second update I gave, thumbnail makeover. I completely redesigned the thumbnail to be more eye-catching, added anime characters with glowing effects, made everything pop. Click-through rate after this went up from 3.5% to 5.8% overnight. Your thumbnail is literally your game's first impression. Don't believe me? Imagine this: if your game has 100,000 impressions, you will go from 3,500 users to 5,800 users. That's almost twice the players. That's how important your thumbnail is. I actually created a whole thumbnail template system that I now use for every game. Third update I gave was mythic characters. I added some rare, powerful characters that players could chase. This created that just one more game addiction loop. Playtime started increasing because people wanted to collect everything now. Fourth update I gave was a character index. This was brilliant. I added a visual counter showing how many total characters exist in the game. Suddenly players had a clear goal and could track their progress. Completion rates after that skyrocketed. Fifth update I gave was I added some pets and accessories. This was the game changer. Added cosmetic pets and accessories that didn't affect gameplay but gave players more ways to express themselves. Average playtime after this update jumped from 42 minutes to 52 minutes per session. After this, we crossed 1000 concurrent users and algorithm started pushing us hard. The crazy part, I documented every single one of these updates with before and after metrics, the exact assets I used, and the step-by-step implementation guides. This became the blueprint that I now share with creators who want to replicate this success. Here's what most creators don't understand. The Fortnite algorithm is basically 3 phases, and I've cracked the code to each one. Well, the phase 1 is attraction. It's testing if people want to click your game or not. This is all about your thumbnail and title. If click-through rate fails, you're done before even you start. Second phase is engagement. Once people are in your game, it measures whether they actually stay and play. This covers your early retention, total playtime, and how often people favorite your game. Third phase is satisfaction. The final test, do players come back tomorrow, next week? Are they even recommending it to their friends? The powerful part is you can actually track these metrics in real time if you know where to look. Every update I made was specifically targeting one of these 3 phases. Here's something most people miss. Concurrent users matter way more for search rankings than Discover pages rankings. So if you can coordinate streamers or content creators to play your game simultaneously, you will shoot up in search results immediately. Now, I know this sounds complicated, but I've actually created a detailed guide breaking down each phase, including the exact tracking methods I use, optimization checklists, and even template assets that you can customize for your own games. This system is actually what took me from a failed creator to becoming featured creator on HOMEBAR. Then, one random Tuesday, I woke up and checked my creator dashboard. The numbers looked wrong, like way too high to be real. That's when I opened Fortnite and saw it, my game sitting right there on the home bar next to the games from huge studios and established creators. I literally couldn't believe it. But here's the thing, it wasn't luck. It was the result of months of understanding exactly what the algorithm wanted and giving it that, update by update. The home bar feature brought in 10 million minutes of playtime in the first week, but more importantly, it proved that you don't need a huge team or years of experience. You just need to understand the system and be willing to iterate based on the real data. So if you're trying to blow up on Fortnite Creative, here's my exact playbook. First, pick a trending concept and execute it better than everyone else. Don't just copy, innovate. Second, launch quickly and use streamers as free user testing. Watch where people leave and fix those spots immediately. Third, update constantly based on your metrics. Every update should target either attraction, engagement, or satisfaction. And finally, remember that algorithm rewards games that keep players happy and engaged, not just games that get initial clicks. Now here's the thing. I could keep talking about this for hours because there's so much more to cover. The thumbnail templates I use, my exact asset library, the tracking spreadsheets, influencer outreach strategies, monetization blueprints, everything I've learned in this journey. If you are interested in knowing all of this, join our Discord and Patreon. The link is in the description below.